Hey guys, welcome to Use Your Wings episode 3. I am at the hotel in Pittsburgh. It is Thursday, so I got here last night. I got here pretty late. I've been settling in. I sorted all my meals last night. I brought my little grill with me, so that's made food stuff pretty easy. I reached a new low today, 119 on the scales, which I haven't reached that since the Arnold, and I actually thought I would probably end up coming in maybe lighter like I did in Australia, but I look better, so I am trying not to overthink the scales. My glutes look a lot fuller, and that was one of the main things that I really wanted to improve, so I am hopeful that we've made the right improvements. So it is Friday, it is about midday. I am about to go and pick up Tiffany from her hotel, and we're shooting down to the NPC gym to catch up with JM and check that place out. So I competed here last year, but I didn't actually make it out to the gym, so it's exciting to go and check that out, and I'm sure it'll be a hive of activity with lots of people there who are competing. So we're gonna go check that out, and then I will come back to you guys later on after we've done that. I will have to do my hair removal, get my first coat of tan, all of that, and of course I am, filling out with carbs from today. So food's a bit different to what it's been, and yeah, I feel good. I feel weird, to be honest. This show's come around so quickly, and I've had so much going on in my life that it's just been kind of all over the place, but I feel good. I feel like I will bring a better package than I did at both the Arnolds, so that of course was the goal, and you guys are going to enjoy this whole weekend with me. So I've got my hair girl Nikki here, so when she's not doing my hair, she's gonna help me do some filming, so we're gonna get lots of great content for you guys, hopefully, and I will see you guys very soon. Tiff's got to take back her excess Walmart purchases from last night, because this lucky girl has like an entire kitchen at her hotel, so she doesn't even need her grill and her scales. So look at her, she's like this freaking bag lady. Where are we going?
There are no signs in the building. Go to the door on the left and go up to the second floor, turn and ring the doorbell at the double wooden doors. If closed, just walk in and come up to the third floor.
So we are at the NPC gym right now, and boss JM is here, and Jim, and I am just going to throw on some NPC wear. Lots of people here from NPC News Online, and everyone getting their photos in front of the NPC logo.
Your booty's bigger, so I want to do it again.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
We have to do that.
And that's a good thing. Yes, ma'am.
We'll have to redo this. I did my very first shoot with JM. He was there, and I was like, took these photos on the swing, and he was pushing me. And JM got these like behind the scenes, and he was like, yeah. He was like pushing my butt on the swing. This is what we do here. We've got the boss, Jim, getting his curl on. My body bio teammate, X, about to get his lift on. And you seeing how huge we are. Good morning, guys. It is Friday morning. It is show day morning. Yesterday got super busy. I took you guys to the Manion's gym with me. I did a bit of a light pump there, and then I came back and was getting organised for today. So it's Friday morning. I have been for my first coat of tan. I have tanned and chilled with Pro-Tan, and I am just relaxing now, relaxing and eating. I've got my hair and makeup in a couple of hours, then I will go and get a top coat of tan. Then we have the Pro Athletes meeting at 3:30 and the show starts at 5. So it's a bit of a different format, the show here. It's a 2-day show, and the show tonight starts at 5. So last year they had a whole lot of NPC competitors before us, which meant that we weren't on until super late, but this year they're doing the pros first, thank goodness. So that's going to be a whole lot better. So the show starts at 5. There's 4 pro categories, bikinis last, but it's not going to take, too long at all. So I'm thinking about 6:30 maybe we'll be on, which is, it's still a very long day waiting from 6 in the morning when I got up to 6:30. It's harder to hold your condition and, stay dry and tight all day. And, well, let's hope I nail it, and then I'll share with you my tips on doing that, because it is very hard being judged at night as compared to being judged in the morning, So I had my first coat of tan. I am getting hair and makeup done soon. Right now I'm just trying to relax. I am going to pack up my suitcase with all of my stuff that I need to take with me to the show. So I'm actually going to take everything with me when I go to the meeting. The venue is like a block from the hotel, so I will probably end up just like walking there. I think they do have a shuttle, but it's kind of like, it's a couple of hundred meters, so I feel kind of lazy getting a bus. But it is best to stay off my legs. So the game plan right now is to rest, keep my feet up, relax, eat, pack on my stuff, so that once things start happening with my hair and makeup, it's going to be pretty full on. So I will want to be kind of all organized and ready to go. I will be taking my camera with me so that you guys can see the amazing job that Nikki does of my hair. She is Glam and Gold on Instagram. Check her out, Glam and Gold Hair. She did my hair for the first time in Ohio for my show and my shoots, and she is a total sweetheart. She's come out to Pittsburgh for this show, and she will also be in New York. So if you're doing the New York Pro, or you're competing soon, she's from Chicago and she travels to shows around kind of the East Coast. So check her out, Glam and Gold, and look her up for your competition here. Of course, Candice iCandy, www.icandy.com on Instagram. She does my makeup. She is incredible. We linked up in January last year, 2017, and she's done my makeup for every show since, other than Australia, obviously. She didn't come with me to Australia. Candice, why didn't you come to Australia? But she's amazing. So you will see my signature glitter eyes that she does, and as you can see, this face needs all the makeup. Okay, so pack, rest, chill, tan again, chill some more, and I will see you guys soon. I will try and get some footage at the show as well. I will possibly give my camera to Nikki and say, girl, go get that camera. So we may have hopefully some footage for you guys from the show, but of course NBC News Online will be doing great coverage of the whole thing as well, and I will try and get some little behind the scenes. I always try to take my camera and to get as much as I can. Thing is, show day, sometimes things get a bit crazy, things are busy, and I don't want any added stress of being like, oh, I've got to video this and that. So I will do my best to share this experience with you guys. It will be a lot easier in New York in a couple of weeks, as I will have Maddie, my video girl, actually in New York with me. So that's going to be super cool. So it's not all going to be like my selfies or me begging someone to film something for me. So thank you for following the journey thus far. I've just posted I'm just about to post a new Use Your Wings episode 2, which was the final video I filmed before Pittsburgh, so hopefully you've caught up on that, and now you are watching this. We'll see you soon. just arrived in Candace's room to get my makeup done. Yeah! Look at this setup. This is crazy. This is like hair and makeup party central. Nikki's here. Nikki's in the house. And I'm gonna be like the celebrity sitting up here in front of the shiny thing.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down here, you make me smile. You're the solution.
I've just got back from getting my makeup done. Candace is an actual genius. And it's time to go and get more tan. So we are backstage at the show. It is super crowded. I'm just chilling here with my sis, Frida, and I'm going to give my camera to Nikki, my hair girl who does all the curls, so that she can try and get some footage for you guys. This backstage is just like an absolute madhouse. So there are 4 pro categories. All the pros are first, and then there's NPC men, but this show starts at 5 and it's like 4:30 now, so it's not too long. We'll probably be on about 6 or 6:30, I think, which is way better than last year. Last year we were on at like 9 or later, and it was such a long day, so hopefully we'll get some good footage of me on stage for you too.
Think it's pointless, I will remind you that it's not. And the world will dance around us. They wanna know what we've got. We can breathe underwater. Nothing can hurt us anymore. And as long as we're together, it doesn't matter where we are. When I do hear the ocean's roar.
Morning guys, it is Sunday morning. I am at the airport waiting to board my flight back to LA. I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm pretty tired, but I am just wanting to be back home and getting stuck into prep for New York. I got quite a lot of footage, I think, over the weekend, which will be in this video for you here. As you probably all have seen from following my Instagram, if you do, I had some kind of crazy, something went wrong between the hotel room and the stage, and I swelled up. Even my face was like a balloon on stage. I didn't even recognize myself in my stage photos, which is crazy. I didn't like spill over, because you know you're not going to spill into your face, so it wasn't that. Whether I had a reaction to the oil that they used on me, which wasn't in a Pro-Tan bottle, so I don't really know what it was, or whether it is because of the extreme temperature changes I went through, which is what Kim has kind of pieced together as making the only thing that makes sense, how I can possibly go from being tight and pretty shredded diet face in my hotel room and then looking like a balloon on stage. So I really don't know what happened. I went from being warm in my hotel room to being absolutely freezing at the venue. Like, I was so cold, I had goosebumps everywhere, and it was really, really cold. And then went from being really, really cold to being hot on stage. It was so hot that some of the other girls were literally pouring with sweat, so it was real extremes in temperature. So, I mean, I've never had anything like that happen before. I do swell up, like when it's hot. Most people do, so whether it's the reaction to that or something to do with the oil they used or both, I am still struggling to make sense of it. But at the end of the day, all I can do is make sure I only ever use protein glaze oil, and that I don't let myself get into that situation again where my body is going through extreme temperatures before the stage, so that doesn't happen again. So it's very frustrating. Of course, this happened at the pre-judging, and that is when they do all the judging, so it really didn't matter how good I looked the next day, and I actually woke up looking better the next day. Even when I got back to my hotel room after the show, I still didn't know that I had blown up like that. I was disappointed that I wasn't in the first call out, and I did feel like when I was on stage I felt swollen, and I remember saying to Tiffany, "Man, it's so hot out here. Are you hot?" And she was kind of like, So obviously my body was reacting a lot more dramatically to it than anyone else. I got back to the hotel room and literally did an ab check, had veins all up my stomach, striations in my shoulders, still striations in my glutes, and which is the first time I've ever had striations in my glutes, so I was obviously lean. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but the judging was done at that point. I woke up looking better the next day, which is incredibly frustrating, but there's nothing that can be done at that point. At that point, the judging has been done, and these kinds of things happen to people all the time. A lot of my friends who are very experienced in the industry said they've had a similar thing happen to them before for one reason or another, so it's not like it doesn't happen. It's extremely unlucky. I don't believe in luck, but it was very unlucky. So, of course, I was disappointed, but I didn't really know what had gone wrong until I saw stage photos, and I was like, holy shit, who is that? Like, I didn't even recognize myself compared to what I looked like in the room. My face was huge and puffy. I looked like my shoulders were like way up here because everything was so puffy. I had no definition anywhere, no definition of my glutes when I had striations just before when I left the room. My hamstrings were popping, so I know that the stage lighting was bad, so the photos probably look even worse than it really was, but I didn't look anything like remotely like what I looked like in the room. I don't know whether it was contributed to by stress. I was definitely nervous before the show. I had, a lot of people thought that I was out there going to be a contender to win the show, so there was a lot of pressure. I don't usually let that kind of thing get to me, but at the same time, knowing that I've got a lot of people expecting me to win, and going into the show knowing that the judges that I do very well in front of weren't there, all of those factors, I was definitely nervous, but I don't know whether that could contribute to, well, as dramatically as what happened to that. So I feel like I'm rambling, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about what had happened, and I'm still not completely certain what happened. I will never really know, and with that in mind, I just have to move on. So I have the New York Pro in 2 weeks time. Of course, I won the New York Pro last year. I thought until literally when I left the hotel room this weekend, I thought it was going to be my best physique to date. I looked better than I've ever looked, so it's frustrating, and it's hard to kind of comprehend what can have possibly gone that wrong, but it is what it is, and it is done. So New York Pro, 2 weeks time, I will be aiming to reset, you know, get rid of any excess water that's kind of a rebound from this show, and just make sure that I'm pushing my condition. I know that it will be different judges in New York, which hopefully will be a good thing for me. The only thing that I can do right now is to focus on making improvements and, you know, being my absolute best in New York. So I am headed back to LA today. I will be right back into prep, right back into my cardio, fasted legs, all of that stuff. I do have a photo shoot coming up this week, which is being submitted to some magazines, which is really cool. So I need to, you know, make sure I keep the water kind of at bay until, you know, for this whole time through the next couple of weeks. I do also have a couple of shoots in New York after the show, but I've got this shoot this week, and I actually was supposed to be doing another shoot which was also to be submitted to a magazine, but I have said that I want to reschedule that one until after the Olympia probably. Obviously I still have to qualify for the Olympia, so that is another thing. With the, you know, I thought with the new point system, I thought I probably would have to be top 3 at Pittsburgh and New York to get enough points to qualify for the Olympia. So obviously 8th place in Pittsburgh is not going to get me any points. So I'm back to, you know, I've got New York Pro, and it would be very hard unless I came first or second to have enough points to qualify for the Olympia. So it is likely that I'm going to have to do more shows, which is a bummer, not because I don't like doing shows, but because I really wanted to be qualified for the Olympia so that I could give my body a decent rest before my prep for the Olympia. So at this stage I'm going to just take it as it comes. I will work my ass off for New York and hopefully bring my best with no hiccups, and then from there, depending how New York goes, I don't want to get my hopes up obviously after this past weekend's experience. I will then make a decision about, you know, what shows I might do after that. So headed back to LA today. Frida is coming to stay with me. She comes on Wednesday, so she's hanging around in Pittsburgh for a little while, and then she's coming to stay with me, so that's going to be really awesome. And we are doing a shoot together as well while she's here, so that's going to be heaps of fun. It'll be good to have her there, and of course she's prepping for New York as well, so we will be both, you know, both working hard together, so that's going to be really cool. And I have essentially a week and a half at home before I fly to New York on the 16th. So I hope that we got, you know, a bit of content for you guys that you find interesting from the show. Hopefully you can all learn a bit of a lesson from my shitty experience. A lot of people expect me to be kind of like super, I don't know, super upset and all that, and I am upset, but it's done, you know. There's, as soon as I got off that stage and as soon as I saw stage photos, it was like, well, there's absolutely nothing that I can do about this, you know. It's done. Close the chapter, look at what I can do, you know, next time, and look at what I can do to never let that happen again. So it's a valuable lesson, obviously. So I will be very much careful in New York to make sure that nothing like that happens again. I think I have probably talked enough. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode 3 of Use Your Wings. It probably isn't a very long one, but I will be filming plenty of content with Frida being in LA this week. It's going to be really cool, so we'll be able to do lots of content together, and hopefully some exciting stuff where we can, you know, really share our knowledge and our passion and teach you guys some stuff. So that will be great having her there. And yeah, thank you for all of your support. Even, you know, when things don't go well, it's quite overwhelming sometimes how much support you have from people, you know, all over the world, people who maybe are in the sport and don't know me personally, or people who, you know, know me personally but don't have anything to do with the sport and don't really even necessarily understand the sport, but are very supportive and, you know, really encourage me to keep going and not give up. And well, it's not really in my nature to give up, so I ain't gonna give up anytime soon. So I know that I'm obviously capable of bringing a lot better than I brought in Pittsburgh, and there are always shows that you don't do well in. You know, I would have been worried if I had have looked my best and finished in 8th. I would have been like, well shit, I'm not good enough to make the first call out, and this is the best I've ever looked. So, you know, until I saw stage photos, I was like, what the hell went so wrong? And when I saw stage photos, I knew immediately. I just didn't even recognize myself. So, you know, it would be one thing to be finishing in 8th in that show with my best physique, but that wasn't my best physique. It was terrible. So, you know, I'm not one to make excuses, and I don't know what I can have done wrong, and I didn't do anything differently to usual. The only thing that makes sense is this whole crazy temperature shift thing, or some kind of reaction to oil. It doesn't, yeah, it's, my mind is blown. So it's, yeah, hard to deal with, but it is what it is. I'm going to shut up now and leave you guys till the next episode. So hopefully lots of cool content in the lead up to the New York Pro, and at the New York Pro, and of course my photo shoots after the New York Pro, and then we will see what the future has in store for me with shows. I really don't know what is going to be going on, but YouTube Winks episode 3, we are wrapping it up. We had a pretty average experience in Pittsburgh. The show was great, the people were great, it was great to see everyone, and you know, I'm really proud of the girls that did really well in the show, particularly Frida. She did amazing to come third in that show, and some of my other bodybuilder teammates who were in the top 6 as well. So congratulations to all of you who killed it up there. I did not, and I will be doing my best to redeem myself in New York. So I will see you soon.